Hello everybody, I'm Jessie. On today's episode of Stitch and Story Time is going to be related to when I lived in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. While I was working there and living with Judy, I was working for a company called Stio. They were a startup at the time. So Stio does like mountain lifestyle apparel. You guys have probably seen them. If you've ever been to Jackson Hole, they have a retail store there. They also have retail stores in a few other mountain towns, but it was a startup at the time and it was so much fun. I had so much responsibility there just because it was a startup. So the team was super, super small. It was like my favorite work experience that I've ever had because I would work all day. I'd go in earlier than most people on most days just because I was a little bit crazy in that way. I also would scan my lunch break. So my desk looked out this window that I could see Jackson Hole, the ski resort, right from my desk. And I would bring in my snow boots. I'd have my slippers under my desk. I'd put my slippers on and then I'd go and get my ski boots on, get my skis on my car, the bus to come for the short bus ride, go to the ski hill at lunch, go do 2 laps up and down the gondola, and then go back to work. And it was so much fun. It was such a flash in the pan. The only thing that I would have changed about it is it would have been so much fun to have like a sister or close friend live there with me because it was such a wild experience of just like, this is my life. Like, this is crazy. Who does this? I grew up in the Midwest skiing at Mount Bohemia, and here I was skiing on my lunch breaks at Jackson Hole and wear testing a ton of ski products while doing it. It was one of the jobs that impacted my professional career the most just because I got so much exposure and I learned so much and I was able to contribute to the team so much. So it's basically why I know how to do what I do today. It was just awesome. I loved every minute of it. I also loved working for the founder named Sully. He was such a cool guy. He was super chill. He was probably like a couple years older than my parents, my dad. He was a second time founder. So he was somebody who founded a company who had a wealth of knowledge, and he was just the chillest, most laid back dude ever. And he reminded me actually so much of one of my dad's brothers, so one of my uncles, just in the way he was. And I don't think I ever told him that, but he was awesome. And he has been such a big cheerleader of me. I know when I told him I was leaving, instead of making me feel bad for leaving the company or whatever, I was able to sit down with him and talk to him as like a mentor. And he was like, you know what, you should go to Nike, because I was leaving to Nike. And he told me, if you hate it, you can come back anytime. And I remember being like, wow, this is who I want to be for people someday, is like if I'm ever a manager or whatever, which I don't even know if I will ever be because now I do my own thing and kind of work by myself. But that left such an impression on me. I was like, this guy is the coolest. Like, here I am breaking up with his brand. And he was just the best about it. And he didn't take me down at all. He just said, you're so young. I want you to stay. And if you want to stay, you should stay. But I can't even fault you if you leave. So that's a little bit about my time in Jackson.